Hello and welcome to week 5. I'm back here in my home office. I've got my wife's loyal dog here at my feet, so if you hear a bit of shuffling about, you'll understand why. The topic is, in general, the social sciences. That's the great thing about communication. We overlap so much with so many other fields. We draw things together. In this case, individual behavior, psychology, and group behavior, sociology, cultural behavior, anthropology. All of these things coming together in one chapter. That can be a bit difficult to sort out. And in fact, sometimes my students bristle a bit. They think of things as stereotyping groups. If we notice that there are certain tendencies of a gender in a culture, then sometimes people of that gender in that culture will bristle a bit and say, no, that's stereotyping. I don't act that way. And of course, there's a lot of overlap here. We are all individuals with individual differences. When we join a group, we don't lose those individual differences. And then when the group behaves in particular ways with particular patterns, we may not always go along with that. We may not be consistent with that group behavior. And so what you have to do is take a more nuanced view from a communication perspective of who you're dealing with, who's dealing with you, what kind of groups do you belong to, what kind of groups do they belong to, what are your individual differences and similarities. Oh my, that's a lot of diversity right there, just with two people talking to each other. I know that when I work out at the downtown YMCA here in Omaha, which is a very diverse place, I have noticed that people interact with me differently than they do sometimes with people of their own gender or people of their own ethnicity, people of their own age group. There's a wide variety of communication styles going on. And it's kind of fun to sit back and watch sometimes how people will interact with each other. That's this kind of chapter. That's this kind of usefulness for you in your managerial career. Managing diversity not as a risk to be avoided, but as a huge asset to be exploited. Now that is the real key here. Businesses that are diverse have a huge asset. They can leverage that asset in ways that a business which is not diverse just can't do. Sometimes I almost get the impression that people are afraid of diversity. They're afraid of saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. I oftentimes will refer then to body language. There are ways that you say things in a hostile way versus trying to say things in a helpful way. And people pick up on that. It's okay. If you make a mistake, make it with someone who's not receiving your message in a hostile way, and ask them, did you understand what I was trying to say there? Did I say it the right way? It's a hard thing for you to do, but it shows quite a bit of self-awareness that you're out of your comfort zone perhaps a little bit with a topic or with a group or with a topic with a particular group. All of these things come into play in communication. I look at it as a strength. Even when I make a mistake, I look at that as a strength, as a way to improve, and together we're going to improve. Let's enjoy the week, and let's see, by the way, with our diverse class here online, let's see if we can discover some differences and some similarities in the way that we have interacted and continue to interact with each other. All right, we'll see you on the discussion boards.